I've heard of Taking Back Sunday, but talking about Sunday, I've also heard of that joke when I made it last week. But talking about Sunday, Monday today,
Oh, wow.
that's what's
That's
happening now.
innovating the content game here.
Mm-hmm.
So, are you feeling innovative on this Monday, Josiah? Because
I'm
for
thinking
someone,
like last Monday, I'm kind of thinking I should delete this one by accident, and we should have to do it twice.
we
I
should, in the grand spirit of the Taking Back Sunday episode. So, for anyone who didn't listen to the main episode and for some reason is listening to the preview or the exclusive of this episode, we did, of course, record last week's episode initially on Tuesday. Actually, we were talking about Sunday on Tuesday because I was at Guar, the Napalm
we
Death
were
on
at Guam,
Monday.
yeah. That's so great. I mean, we may as well just talk about our entire iCal on here
Hey,
at
you guys
all
want to know what I'm
times.
up to this week? But just like it adds some color. It lets people know where we're coming from culturally.
We could. I
So
mean, otherwise, it is very white. This podcast, we could use all the color we could get in here.
it's true. Yeah, I got to tell you, the diverse audience at Guar and Napalm Death really, the full promise of a diverse Toronto metal community. Of course, we did record the episode on Tuesday, and then we did lose it, and then we recorded it again on Wednesday, and just didn't even have the energy to do the exclusive because we were too mad about it. So we've spread out talking about Sunday over
You
two
also didn't.
weeks.
You really didn't want to do this first because you said that if I didn't hear the one song,
Yeah.
then I would really hate this band or something. Or this
I
would
just
be-
thought we were going into look at if I had known that we were going to do the episode and lose it, I wouldn't have given a shit. But to me, the principle of you having never heard Taking Back Sunday and then listening to them for the first time and then immediately having to do a podcast was like part of the promise of the episode. And that didn't happen.
This reminds
because
me of a
instead people
conversation.
got a recap of our podcast.
This reminds me of a conversation I was actually having this morning with some friends of the pod, Lindsay and Chris, who they should. I mean, for me, learning about a new band is probably up there with like getting a root canal dealt with or something. Like I don't really want to do that, but they
Right.
show each other bands all the time, and they're like a married couple, which I think is very adorable and just very odd. I mean, I don't know.
You and Sarah aren't swapping
We do.
singles?
I guess we swap tracks sometimes, but I would never like try to get her into a band because I just feel like that's hopeless. Maybe I don't know. Maybe just because
Hopeless Records.
I'm so annoying with what I like that it's. I mean, you've seen the newsletter that we do. It's just kind of like a real uphill battle for me to show people things.
Yeah.
But anyway,
You're mad. You're mad about it every week. It gets hard every week, but I think it makes you angrier than it makes me.
it's just why am I doing? What's the point? But anyway,
And then you'll do things like Tiger King 2.
they were saying they were kind of debating if you're trying to show somebody a new band in this hypothetical, and someone says to you, "Oh, I never heard that band." Would you tell them an album to start with, or would you just pick like two bangers of tracks to start with? Because I know that my answer is album, and that's why I've never successfully recommended anything.
Yeah,
to
that's your
anyone.
problem because it's got to just be bangers. Like to be like, oh, you would like this band, spend 45 minutes with them? Like, no. And then it goes on
Yeah.
in the background. You just end up doing stuff. Whereas like
Aren't
a
you-
single
but aren't
song,
you cool,
you could
though?
be,
That's a sign that you're cool if you're gonna do that. Like.
that's so, yeah.
You
That's
want to
'cause
get
I'm
into
cool.
this band, listen to this entire
Listen to
album,
TikTok.
and it's also like the album that no one likes. It's like the forgotten one. That's secretly the
Yeah.
best one. Like start
that's
with
fair.
"Okay Human" by Weezer to get into Weezer.
I can truly see you doing that. You're so welcoming.
So
You're
instead,
so good at bringing people on side.
your method of getting me into Taking Back Sunday was to do an episode about the biggest song twice.
Yep.
And then now you're going to
Yep,
show me a
twice.
bunch of Taking Back Sunday stuff.
Yeah, I think we're going to talk a little bit about the Taking Back Sunday brand new beef because I feel like that's going to really make you angry. And I think it's worth noting we're going to also look at some covers. There's a lot of covers of the song on the internet. A lot of them are just sort of like a sad boy in a room playing acoustic guitar. Tried to find a few more exciting, terrible ones. But it's worth noting that I think throughout this episode, we're going to be talking about, including in the covers, just the worst people in the world. And so in no way does this episode connotate an endorsement of literally anyone or anything related to these bands. But I think it's important for you now, having spent so much time talking about Sunday, to really understand the defining beef of that era, and also to watch some videos where like a guy in a headdress sings it a cappella.
I love that guy. Are you gonna? Is your goal here to like? Do you actually want me to get into the band, or is that something you've given
No,
up on
absolutely
a
not.
long
No,
time ago?
I fully expect this to be, because I feel like by the end of last week's episode, you were sort of willing to open your heart to the idea that like in the abstract, the song was kind of good and cool. If you'd heard it, and you weren't such a pretentious dickhead back then, maybe you would have liked it. Whereas I think this is going to be absolutely the nail in the coffin. If doing that episode twice didn't make you like, not just like be indifferent to, but like truly hate this fucking band. My hope is that by the end of this episode, you really fucking hate this band. They
Okay,
suck.
great. So if anyone
Yeah,
wants to
that's the
follow
plan.
along this journey, assuming that I have hit record and it's going to save, you can go to
Yep.
patreon.com/155pod and sign up. And there's also video feed now, so you can watch along with us. You can
You can
watch
watch us
us watch
watch. Who will
together.
watch the Watchers? That's you.
That is you, the watch. You're gonna watch
The
men.
watch.
I've heard of the
The
Watchmen,
Watchmen.
but you're gonna watch men. And there's all and more kinds of other stuff on there too.